Hello guys, how are you all? Here's LitSphere again. I'm here to show you the collection of MatCaps I have searched throughout the web that might be useful for your projects inside Second Life and other games as well. It is useful in Blender, 3ds Max, Maya and ZBrush, any software we might use when handling a 3D object. For example, here in Blender, you're gonna see that I have some objects that I have loaded here. I have loaded 3 objects here, 3 different objects. I'm going to be showing you how to use this. Okay, you guys can see it blends in with the curves of the mesh. Okay, this Medcap here is already loaded on Blender, so those are kinds of default Medcaps. Okay, but you guys will see that you cannot like handle this, you cannot like work in other types of layers here. Like if you go to the rendered, it's not going to be showing here already, but the Medcap here, I will show you how. And if you go to solid, here again, we have the Medcap on shading here. Okay, if I turn this off, the default materials for the object are here. So how we do this and how it's useful for us. Okay, I'm going to be reading and showing some images here that might help you understand how it works. Okay, so a Medcap stands for material capture. A Medcap is a 2D texture representing a 3D surface. Okay. Medcaps are simply but very powerful texturing tools that can be used to drastically reduce CPU and GPU overhead while adding a higher level of realism to a game. Okay, that's not the main base of it. Okay, Medcaps are used mainly for objects with continuous curvatures. Objects with flat surface are not helped much. You guys can see here how it reflects on the objects here. You see it's very smooth, and then you see here is not help at all. If you guys can see, there's a little car here with the materials as well. We have a golden texture here, I don't know, plastic realm. You can see how it reflects on the object. Most of all current 3D graphic programs and game engines support the use of Medcaps. This video seeks to inform you in their existent usefulness. How to use Medcaps with your software will vary, but there are many tutorials that can help. Okay guys, this is a little video I have found here to show you how it works. Okay, I hope the windows of the recording are going well here. Okay, so first of all, I have separated some steps here. I'm going to be showing another video here how we can affect the object. Let's see where it is, just a second. Okay, here's a quick video of a statue, like a creature here. It's a very fast video. I'll be adding those infos in the end of the video, okay, so you guys can see better. So let's see how it turns out on Blender. Okay, it's changing the Medcap. Okay, look how wonderful this tool it has to like texture all things. You can make awesome stuff here. Okay, most of them are in the pack that I'm making available for you guys. So you guys can see here as well a example. Okay, how you can like combine as well some textures here. I'm not sure how it will work in other softwares, but you can see how it changes everything. Okay, see if I have another example here. I have another example here how we can affect the object here, and it gets totally different. Okay, it's all about the lighting and the textures that it's applying to the object. Okay, another example that I have with a head. You guys can see how it affects the object. Alright, I have found a page here that shows how we can affect the whole object. Here we have a lot of different materials here. Okay, and you guys will see that's wonderful too. Wonderful too. I have achieved baked the Medcap clay model. I will try to do the same here in this little tutorial, and import to Second Life, okay, and make a diffuse texture for it. And sometimes it gets a little different from all the information surrounding the scene here. Okay, for this example I'm showing you guys, it's not like I just want to show how it affects different types of shapes here. I have a statue of an angel here, a little rock, and a skull here. They all have their own diffuse texture here. Let's see if it's not okay. You see here the skull texture, the rock. You are seeing here the angel, a little walker, because this mesh is not. I don't know what happened to this mesh, really. I'm going to be trying to unwrap again the object and then apply it here. I have already put, okay, the Medcap, as I was trying the meshes out, rendered, okay, and so let's go how we do this. For a material capture, also known as LitSphere, are complete materials including lighting and reflections, so you can add it to an object and not have any need for lighting and reflections. MatCaps allows you to create a surface material and lighting environment simply by painting an object, so that it looks like how you want your surface to appear. This opens up all sorts of interesting possibilities for non-photoreal image rendering. The key to using Medcap texture is that it's mapped to the object normals, which exist in relation to the camera. Defining a color for every vertex normal direction relative to the camera, and your material is set to shadeless, because you don't need lights to have any influence, as they are part of the Medcap texture. So if the camera moves around the object, the reflections and highlights move around your object, as if you were moving and not the camera. In other words, if your object were a sphere, no matter how you look at it, it will look like the Medcap sphere, reflections always in the same place. But as your object takes no spherical shapes, thus changing normals, the material responds as if it were made of the complex material. It is most commonly used for sculpting, and it gives quick and useful feedback on how object shape is changing. Also works with rendering to an extent. Good when you need to do a quick show off of your model render and don't have time to set up any complex lights or material. Okay, it looks great when the camera doesn't rotate, okay guys, so let's go to how it works. Okay guys, here I have made my screen recorder a little bigger for you guys to see. I'm going to be trying to load a model here. I'm on a sandbox here for you guys that are lost here in other games. It is Second Life, okay? So I have the steps here separated here. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you guys will not be lost, okay? Also, here is the Medcap Library I have for you guys. I have 725 materials here. I'm not going to be showing all of this because the video will be like 5 hours long. I will try to show some of them so you guys can understand and also see how it works, okay? There's a lot of materials here that are not the default softwares. 747 materials here I have for you guys, okay? I will make this available on Second Life through a link. I will possibly put this on Google Drive or something. And also maybe I'll put this on our ArtStation. Okay guys, so, well, I'll just stop showing my face here and go to the thing, okay? I'm sorry guys, first of all we go to edit mode. Okay, we are going to the UV part of the object. Okay, we are going to open the Medcap we want. Okay, to apply the object, where is it? I can show you guys how here. Let's try this yellowy plastic, okay? Just open here, you don't need to worry about this, okay? This is the UV of the object, okay? Now, so we're going to the material here, guys. Okay, we're going to click on new. Okay, here on the shading tab, we are going to click shadeless. Don't worry about this. Okay, now on texture, we also going to be clicking on new. Okay, here on type, we are going to be clicking on image or movie. Okay, here on image, we are going to look for the MatCap we have loaded. It is as a image, guys, okay? Alright. Then here, on the object, sorry, here again we have to change, here on mapping, okay, in coordinates, we are going to be changing to normal. Okay, so guys, if you go to the material mode, you guys can already see the texture here on the, MatCap here on the object. Okay, let's see here. Okay, the reflections of the MatCap goes throughout the whole object. Okay, so let's see here. Let's change this rocky here to another one. Okay, so again, let's click new. Let's click shadeless. Okay, go to the texture, new. Okay, I'm sorry, first of all, edit mode, edit mode, image, open image, just the MatCap. Let's see how this, something that has more texture here. Let's see here. Okay, this one here, it's like a rocket texture actually. I guess it turns out as a rocket texture. Let's see. Okay, so again, on image, you're going to find the MatCap here, where I loaded. Click it. Okay. Mapping, normal, again. And object mode. Okay. Object mode. So, edit mode, assign. Okay. So you guys can see here. I think the lightning here is making a little shiny. All objects. Okay. You guys can see, you can work around with this. I mean, if you try to make sculpt this, you can see how it turns out after you see how it affects the mesh you are working on. Okay. I'm going to be smoothing the rock here, so you guys can see if the object has is very smooth, it will not get as good as you want. Okay, you can try to work around the mesh here. Okay, you can well, okay. Okay, object mode here again. The rock got a little weird here, but anyways, you guys can see how it is affecting the mesh here. Let's see here, let's try another here on the skull here. If you guys go to render, it will show off here on the angel. I made the same thing here, the rock, the skull here. Okay. On texture, it will get a little weird. Now I'll try to show you guys how we can bake this. Of course, it will not get as good as a MatCap, but you can work around it and make a texture if you don't have for an object, for example. So let's try to change here the angel image again. Okay, to another one. So image, edit mode, image, open image, one. Say something different here. Let's see. Let's see this one here, how it works. Okay, so again, object mode, new texture, shadeless, new texture, image, edit mode, assign, object mode. Let's see how it turns out. Okay. I apologize for this mesh, actually it's getting a little weird. Let me try to unwrap this mesh again real quickly here. I'm going to be doing this off video because you know how Blender works, and well, you know. Okay guys, I just found out very quickly here. Simple. I just go to the shading UVs. I'm going to go unwrap. Okay. First you're going to be doing is unwrap the image the mesh. You guys need to be aware that the UV might change here, so if you guys need a specific UV map, this will be kind of tricky, although we are working here for other kinds of games, but if you need that UV, you guys need to figure out. Okay, you see how the MatCap applies here to the object, and let's see here. It is also very useful for like seeing details that you like want to correct. As I said to you guys, this mesh is not very good, I found here. Actually I have made the retopology of this, so it turns out the low poly here, and I didn't want to load a gigantic mesh here to the Blender. So here, let's try something really shiny and gold. Let's see. We have some cartoony MatCaps here as well. Let's try this green one here to see how it turns out. Okay guys, I'm showing you guys how you can do this. It has a lot of options here. So, edit mode, load the MatCap to the UV, new, shadeless, texture, new, type image or movie, image. We are going to be looking for the MatCap. Here it is. Okay. On coordinates, on mapping, normal. Okay, here's the material, edit mode, and we can assign. Object mode. Okay. This one got a little better. Actually, it's really nice, this one. Okay. I'm not going to be changing the lighting or anything here. Okay. So if you go to solid, it's not going to be showing, but you go to texture, it will show. Okay, on texture, and on material, and on rendered. Okay. I'm going to be sending this blend file as well with the pack. Okay, so you can play with this. So let's try here. The rock, edit mode, image, open image, you go to whatever we want here. Let's try this one here. Open image, new material, again, new, shadeless, texture, new, image or movie, image here, that's fine. It's loaded. Mapping UV, normal. Let's go back to material and assign. Here is the reddish plastic material here. Okay. Okay, this doesn't work. Let's try again. Okay. Let's smart UV project this again. New image here, blank. New, shadeless, new texture, mapping, normal, the texture here, okay, assign, let's try again, bake, text. Okay, it happened. Okay guys, I could bake the MatCap to the little rock here. Okay, you need to be sure that the mapping is normal. Okay, if you go to the texture tab, of course the shine will not be the same as in the material, but you can change here on the lightning. Okay, although if you save this and save this image, you can load to the game. Okay, you can make normals out of this. The occlusion, let's see in the occlusion what happens here. Okay, you can save all of this. Let's try to rebake the text again. Normals. Okay, that's not correct, but anyways. And that's it, guys. I'm going to be showing how to put on the skull here. So I was showing you guys how to work. I open again the Blender file here. That's why you are seeing the textures again. So let's try here how it works on the a little more complex objects here. So again, edit mode. Okay. Open image. There's something really different here. Let's see this. Let's see something really different here, guys. You guys can see here there's a lot of materials here. There's even a glassy here. Let's see how it turns out. Again, guys, I'm kind of playing around here with you so you can see what can be done. It might be similar in other softwares, but anyway, let's see here. Again, shadeless. Don't forget about shadeless. Texture here. We're going to put it in normal, and then we're going to open the texture. Let's open, couldn't find it. Let's see where the glassy texture is. Of course, it's a fake glass texture because it's like reflecting, I don't know. Let's see, where is it? There's a lot of materials here, guys. Here she is. Material, assign. Let's see how it turns out. Okay. It turns out like a more like a chrome texture than glass. But again, you can like change the opacity of the mesh here. Maybe it will give this effect. Okay. If I go to bay here, this will kind of get a little awkward, I guess. Okay. So edit mode. New. Baked. Oh, here she is. Texture baked. I mean, the material that I put that baked into the skull. Okay, of course, again, it's not gonna turn out the same as the material because of the lining. Okay. Let's try another one here, like edit mode. Unwrap. New. Shadeless. New. Coordinates normal. Then okay, now it worked well. Okay. Again, guys, if you get errors here on the textures, you just do again. Okay. Oh, it turned out kind of interesting here. Although a lava texture will not get really interesting on a skull though, but it's kind of flaming. So again, new. Let's try to assign this. Let's try to bake it. Okay, now it worked. You guys can see the texture here from the material. Okay. If you go to texture, let's see how it turned out. Of course, it changed because of I don't know where the lighting are coming from here. I'm kind of lazy. But you guys can see you can work around with this. Okay. Let's see. Let's try a more interesting texture here. Okay. New shadeless text material. New image or movie. Normal. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's nice here. Edit mode assigned. Bake. New image. And bake texture. Object mode. Okay. You bake the materials onto the skull. Okay. If you guys use other games or softwares, I'm not really sure. I'm just uploading here because I wanted to show you how it turns out on a 3D environment. Okay. So, file, export, collada default, selection only, export collada. Okay, here on Second Life, upload the mesh model. Okay, here it is. Let's lower here. The texture is not going to be showing here, but let's see. It's kind of big for the Second Life purpose here, this skull, but you can do the topology. Okay, anyways, let's upload this. Let's res it. Oh, got a little bit of gigantic head. That's okay. Okay, let's try out what happened to the texture we just made here. Okay, you need to be sure what are you doing, because if you go to the shading here and do the Smart UV project, the whole UV might change here. So, for example, if I go here to the texture and I open the image, the original image of the skull here, it might not fit. Let's see. Yeah, it did not fit. Okay. Maybe if you unwrap it, it will keep the purpose of the skull here. Okay. Anyways, let's see the texture just made for this. Okay. Example gold. Here it is. Okay. Of course, this gold texture is not a perfect one. Okay, I'm gonna be doing the normals, the specular. I mean, this purpose is for like showing you guys how to do the stuff, how to use it. Okay. Okay. Here it is. Again, guys, it's just a like showing how to do this. It's not perfect. Okay. And again, it's not like the material we made here because of the lighting and everything, but you can fix this with like editing and shading on Photoshop. Okay. I think that's about this, guys. How to work around with this on Blender. Okay. And I'm going to be adding this Blender file so you guys can work with this and play around as I did. And I hope this can be useful for a lot of people. And again, I'm not a professional yet 3D artist or anything, but something I discovered it can help you guys, even those models that don't have the textures on it. Okay. So thank you guys. Hope you enjoy it, and the links will be on the description. Sorry, and I will be putting on the Google Drive link, Marketplace here on Second Life, and possibly on the art station as well. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.